We are live. So I hope everybody can, you have to come into the picture.
We should keep the natural
Yeah, the natural distance is this. So
what's that? No, we hear ourselves.
yeah, wait. That's maybe not the...
Do you know how to do this?
Yes, it's all fine. Now it's good.
Under control.
So this should be working.
But do we hear them now still?
Hello?
Yes,
Hi.
hello.
I can hear you.
Perfect.
And we can hear
So
you.
now we're prepared, okay? Finally. Hi, everybody. This is the third vvvv global meetup that we do since 3 months then. And this time we're sitting in one studio trying to keep the 1.5 meters. This is not so easy with our improvised setup we did here. And tonight we have wonderful guests.
Extremely wonderful.
Extremely wonderful. And I
totally
think
international.
Absolutely international. We have
Global.
Moscow, right? We have Argentina, and we have Frankfurt. And Jörg and me, we're sitting in Berlin.
Berlin. So that's like the 4 top cities in the world right now, where the action happens.
Exactly.
This moment.
So, and I think Ekaterina, I contacted maybe 3 weeks ago. I think it was pretty much right after the last meetup. And she was like, yeah, I can think of, presenting something. And I was super happy. And then a week ago, it came to my mind, oh my God, it's in 1 week. So let's chat up. And I'm super glad everything is working out.
Sorry, that is wrong.
Oh.
That improves the
quality.
I hope.
Well, do you have any announcement to do?
I brought some drinks.
Okay.
David, can I offer you a glass of wine?
Yes, of course. Yeah, thank you.
So
everybody,
maybe this is the time also for you to, if you don't have anything to drink yet,
Cheers.
to catch something. I pour David a traditional German glass of wine.
With a helles lager beer.
And I pour myself a traditional Austrian glass. Do you also have one? Yeah.
Very good.
Andres.
Andres has.
Katharina.
So cheers, and everybody online. Let's hope for some nice conversation and some good presentations. Huh? Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So,
first thing, we wanted to talk, no, you started introducing Katharina, but then you didn't continue.
Exactly. Maybe that's a good start, maybe a very short introduction around so we see everybody's faces one time. I hope that our client here is handling this properly and you will be in actually in the live stream when you talk. That should be the case. So, Katharina, can you say a few words? You are in Moscow, and what do you have for us tonight?
Yes, I'm in Moscow, and here's my beer.
Yes, very good.
Very good.
So I wanted to show my VJ setup, which I've been developing for 4 years now.
You've been working on it quite a while, right? I mean,
well, it's not constant working, but after gig, I have new ideas and coding some little features.
So you play regularly in clubs as a VJ and go with people on tour or something?
On tour, sadly, no. In my dreams, I was resident in one Moscow club for a long time and doing festivals here and there. And so just before New Year, we returned from Raven Snow with Julian. We're doing that 4th time, and for him 5th time. So first time I arrived there, it was like my start of my VJ career. yeah, he brought me as like +1, but they decided to keep me and pay me.
Nice.
Super.
Was
And
the-
today you're going to show some visuals and also the system behind it, right? That's how I understood it now.
I will just show the system behind, because playing live is super awkward if you're just on like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
Without an audience that you can feel. I completely understand that.
It's
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool.
so now you need to.
Maybe we do a little round first
Yeah.
for everybody, Ekaterina.
Okay.
And then we head into it. Maybe it's nice to see the other faces first also. So Andres.
Yes, hello.
Tell
Coming
us
in
who
from
you are.
Rosario, Argentina, as he told us before.
I am one of the few vvvv users from Argentina. I think we are less than 10. And basically what I do, I work part-time as a VJ. Nowadays I'm working on a company doing electronic stuff like programming microcontrollers, but I still use vvvv for all different kind of stuff. So basically I don't have any big project to show you, but I will show you like a lot of tiny random things where I was using vvvv, which is a multi-purpose toolkit. So I will try to show them in multiple scenarios, like for example, to work with light using DMX, to work with lasers, to solve some kind of drone photography. And I will talk a little bit about the ventilator that I show you. So that's the final project.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
And finally,
Christine, your mic is
you're muted. Can we unmute you?
Now it's better.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm Christine. I'm sitting in Offenbach in my studio. And yeah, I'm going to present installation with its software I was doing with Niels Vegas together. He's having the username Phlegma, if you know him. And yeah, we built a quite big light installation, like 8 meters high and in the middle of a church. And we wanted to present it for the Luminale, but then the event was cancelled when we actually finished all the installation. And yeah, we were developing a light control systems already for now several festivals where we went. Yeah, but the software is still kind of work in progress, and we having big plans with it. And it could be like if we would have a paid project once, we could make it like a much bigger software. But it's
this software is what we're going to see today.
Yeah. I show the software and I show the project. I will have video recordings.
Great.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, I did like light installations before with. Often I like to like the sculptural way or with light, like to build light sculptures and VJ on them. And I work as a VJ as well, only with V4 because I think it's boring to use video. So when I VJ, I use generated stuff. But I'm missing actually a tool because I was using Iris, like the old Iris from 2012 for a long time. And now I thought, okay, I cannot go on events with this anymore because it's just too old. And I need a VJ tool actually. So this light control tool will become a VJ tool probably as well. So we'll see what it's gonna bring. But
maybe you get some inspiration today from Katarina.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, nice. Cool. So that's our lineup for today. But first, we wanted to talk a bit about Node.
Yep.
Node coming up in October. We talked about it. You talked about it last time.
Yep. Absolutely.
What's the status of the conversation?
Well, as you can imagine, it has been a journey through the lockdown phase and also beforehand. But I mean, the general message is it will happen, and it will happen on the announced dates that are out there from in October 2nd to October 8th in Frankfurt. and we'll set it up in a way that everybody can participate in it, in a sense that we of course plan everything that you guys will be able to join at least online, with an at least as an important thing, because if we are allowed to, and that's the status is that we cannot say yet properly, if we're allowed to bring people, then of course we would love to have people in Frankfurt, and as much as we are allowed to have. But we're going to design everything in a manner so it will be streamed out. We will be connected with an app. So the thing is, it's going to happen. It's going
to be an online first approach.
Yeah, it's going to be I would call it's a hybrid approach.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's the status of the.
And shall we talk a bit about this idea of having the first 2 days and then the rest? So
yeah, of course. I mean, we're going to split the festival basically in 2 parts. So we're going to start with a conference that will mainly be sort of something that we're trying out here, like conversations.
I want to imagine it as a 3-day, 2-day keynote mega show.
Sort of. There's a mixture of a mega show keynote and a Pecha Kucha into conference. One format, and maybe parts of the symposium as well inside. So there's going to be something in there for everybody, from vvvv coders to people who think in subjects and topics that we have to tackle. Yeah, and when we're done with that, we basically announce the whole program of education and workshops that you guys are used to, and most probably people will join us for.
So the plan is to still have these 4 days, like Monday to Thursday, of workshops, which will be webinars. There will not be 50 as last time.
Yeah, I think that's, if you think about yourself, let's try to imagine we cannot go to Frankfurt, and then everybody is following online, and then you're basically sitting at home. So the atmosphere, and I think the general attendance capacity of what your brain is actually taking in an online format is way too much if we pack, and there's no reason to do so, because obviously we can record everything and distribute it afterwards. Yeah. So there's, in that sense, a bit less stress than we usually have that in a festival where everything is packed into 1 week.
But still, we want to prepare like a course of, like, at the moment we're thinking like 12 webinars.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be 20.
Let's see. But over the course of 4 days, to have these mostly in a row or some in parallel, we'll see that. And we had this discussion also in the chat, where like also this issue with the call that we had that got basically no response, except Andres was the only one who responded to our call. Right? We see the confusion there, and we see the problems and reasons for that might be different ones. So we're now thinking of, we still always want your input. If you have an idea, you want to run a workshop, tell us. But also, we have a pretty good idea of what those webinars would be anyway. So we are also going to, in a first role, like,
cherry pick
or curate them. We're going to present a curated row of webinars for these days, and hope to work with many of you as hosts still. And if you have ideas, of course, just bring them in.
And I can also see it forthcoming that the hosts most probably will be able to be in Frankfurt. We're trying to solve this with the locations that we're working with in Frankfurt. So the idea is, if it works out like this, that the hosts will be in Frankfurt, and then if there are some hosts who cannot be in Frankfurt, of course we'll do it online. It's not a criteria, but yeah, but
that's the current thinking.
That's the current
thinking, and we'll see how the next coming weeks evolve. Another thing, we've been doing these webinars now for 2 months. I don't know, 2-3 months already.
More, I guess. I can't remember. Yeah.
What's the status of that, and where does that lead?
Yeah. Well, that leads to the subject of the Node Institute, which I founded here in Berlin with my partner Stefan, who's sitting here, there in the office, smiling. Exactly. So the Node Institute, like basically what we did now with the webinars is basically like a soft start of things, because we just felt the urge that we have to do it in terms of Gamma. It has to be taught. We have to learn how to teach Gamma. We have to learn how to teach patching new in general. That's why we also did in the Institute here in the studio this teaching patching conference and invited a few people that are connected in the universities and in the academic fields who actually have a lot of experience. So there have been a lot of discussions, how we basically want to teach this. And that's the starting point of the journey. And then at the parallel, we decided to found basically the Node Institute, which is in its core idea, an everlasting festival, if you will, if you want to understand it like this. If I describe it more precisely, it's going to be a platform, and this platform just got its pre-release. So basically, we have a website out there.
So show us the website. Where's the website?
I can show you, of course, the website.
Drum rolls.
I hope you guys see this. So under thenodeinstitute.org, you find our current beta pre-release status of this platform, which is in its core a collection of what we just started, basically. So we have a series of live webinars, and here we have a series of online meetups. The one that we're taking at the moment is actually out of the series here already because it started. But and then you see here the courses. So generally speaking, this platform is not only for vvvv, it is for any tool you can think of that is relevant in our field when it comes to visual programming, procedural design, creative technologies in general. So everything that enables artists and designers to be creative with software and hardware solutions and relevant technologies. So that's the main idea. My partner Stefan is much more connected in the touch designer community.
Touch designer, what's that?
Touch designer is this other great tool you probably heard of if you followed the mass media.
Sounds interesting. I will have to check that out.
Yeah, you have to check this out probably. Well, exactly. So you can basically follow our webinars here, and this is meant to be an offer for everybody to host workshops and host courses and teach others learning what you know. So this is basically made for everybody who's a bit more experienced and has something to say and something to teach. So this is the general idea, and this is how we do it at the festival. And this is how we want to do it here on the platform. And maybe one word to the difference between a course and a webinar. That's a question that comes up a lot. Webinar is what you guys have been seeing online a lot, and I don't know, a few people already took webinars. That's basically a live workshop like we do right now here. Like we meet, we talk, 20 people. That's it. A course is something else. It's actually an online course that is time and space independent. So what it means is people can basically enroll at any time to the course content that is created in a more step-by-step instruction style. If we look here, at the moment, it's only Touch Designer. That's because I haven't managed to talk with you guys enough. Because what we actually want to have here is, of course, everything we need to learn vvvv. And let's have a look in this course, maybe as an example. So this structured into lessons, and each lesson consists of many topics, basically. So you basically click through a learning path that is especially designed to learn a very specific goal. In this case, it's a general introduction to visual programming with Touch Designer, and you can just take this course, enroll to it, and do it. Yeah. So this is a call basically for everybody to join forces and create your own courses with us on this platform. As I said, it's a pre-release, so there's no automatic something that enables you to create a course with one click. So for now, it's important to talk with us. Just ping me on Riot or email or wherever you find me in this universe. And I will reply to it, and then we set it up. I think that's what I have to say. This will last forever, and after, maybe for the workshops, for the festival, this is also an opportunity to understand it, like if we're not managed to bring everything into the festival week, easy, we have now this platform and we can basically create it and, you know, just run it later on. Or even repeat those workshops.
Exactly, I think that's an important thing, that at Node, these workshops were done once, recorded, that's nice. But what I notice from doing workshops is they get better, and you get better at teaching them if you repeat them.
Absolutely.
So I think that will be an important part of this, that these workshops will be repeated. And that makes us better teachers and understand what topics and how they will be taught.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
If you don't have this only every 2 years, but as an ongoing thing, we should see an improvement, an overall improvement in teaching and learning. vvvv.
And I'm super curious about what you think, and if you have feedback or questions or critic or something, then just don't hesitate and talk and discuss. Like this is, I think that's it. What I wanted to say and take the opportunity.
Cool. Then
so I stop.
Maybe let's stop the share, and we want to keep this tight. I'm hoping we can stay at, like last time we had 10 minutes. I think it was a bit too short. Let's do 15 minutes per presentation. Thanks. And we start with
Katharina. Yeah.
And just one last comment. Whenever the viewers out there have questions, please let us know. Type them in the YouTube chat or on the Riot chat.
Yeah.
We would like to have a bit of a conversation here and get your questions answered. So keep them coming.
So let's bring it on.
Yes, if you could make this my main screen.
We can see it perfectly.
Okay, cool. So the video chat's not popping up. Yeah, this is my software, which I made for VJing years ago. And the history went from, actually, initially it was a patch like that when I first started. And this was the second version, which I used on my first gig. And after that, I came back home and realized that, okay, that will not do, because clicking all the bangs in vvvv interface is super slow. And every time I move my mouse here on the window, it's getting really slow. So I started to kind of working on WPF version of it, slowly porting the same patch structure, which I had there, into this application, and it's evolved in its current form over 4 years. So how it works, the WPF thing, it's basically a library for GUI elements. So I can visually just lay out some stuff here. Buttons are pre-made drop-down menus, don't have to code any of that. Just use some XML to do small scripting. It's fairly straightforward. And there's a code behind it in C#, which does actually all the logic of my VJ machine. And vvvv basically is playing videos, does some generative stuff, and, well, grabbing all the presets from my machine. The main special thing about it, in my opinion, is the fact that it can store whole compositions. So I have here 3 layers of videos with masks, blend modes, colors applied. And then this whole thing is being recorded as a preset. So I can save it and I have my preset, and then I can come back to it. So it's restoring the whole composition with 3 layers of different videos, which I think makes it a little different from other software. And it's nice how it's all built by my own workflow. Just every time I arrive from gig, I have new feature, how I would like to play on it, what I need, and it's kind of there. Very easy with WPF, really. All the stuff is on Stack Overflow. It was super simple, much easier than learning to patch, actually, with no documentation around. So yeah, I wanted to mention about generative stuff. It's not boring to use videos. Over the years, over last 8 years, I'm using vvvv and generative stuff. I have like tons of patches, and yeah, makes sense to just record all of them in small loops. Audience will never notice a difference if they're real time or not. So yeah, I mostly record them, and of course I have generative stuff like generative layouts, which actually are cool if I need like some LED screens with specific layouts. I can make them also be animated. So in any case, I have huge video library. It's full HD, and then I lay out it generatively somehow. It gives more variety. Sorry, it was a bit off topic, just had to mention it burns. Playing with video is not boring. Especially if my longest shift was 16 hours. So yeah, if you have your 10 patches, that won't do.
Wow, that's long.
That's long, yes. That's
long.
My record, because I had to play on one stage and then like back and go another stage. So yeah. Stuff, it's really.
Did you say that all the videos that you're using are recorded? You record them yourselves?
Well, all the generative stuff here on this, all of them, it's like recorded, because fat-ass particle systems are nice. No point in having them real time. And from every project, I have like some graphics. I can just record it and have it in the video library.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I don't use generative for that. Generative I use for masks, patterns, whatever stuff like that, and layouts. So it's easy to just like make some generative layouts like that, which do something with desired speed according to music, how I want it. So of course it is generative, but partly. Yeah. I mentioned how it's integrated. Well, simple OSC, and it produces this massive OSC receiving chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, there's no nicer way to do it. I asked Julian, he said, yeah, it's fine. Basically like that, and hard links, so I know what's going where. Didn't like to pack it. And it's a triple connection, so vvvv sends stuff to my MIDI controllers. You can see them here. All this thing is colored by vvvv, actually, they're programmable. And also they are connected with my WPF interface, because vvvv is receiving MIDI from controllers and sending it back to the interface, so I can do.
So you're now controlling the UI through the MIDI controller.
I control UI through the MIDI controller, and of course the graphics. 7 minutes. Wow, I have 8 minutes more.
So basically, you can work without the mouse. You can do everything from the MIDI controller.
Not everything, of course. I can't really like select different shapes, patterns here. A lot of things are, of course, like I can select videos Like I have this as like grid, which corresponds to this layout. So it's like 32 of them, and here I can like select them and scroll through the library here. Doing all of it, making no sense, because here I just make the whole complex compositions with all the blend modes and stuff, and I just save the presets. So yeah, at the gig, it's very easy to just click and everything is okay. It's like my homework, so I'm sure this stuff is prepared nicely, and I can fill the whole bank with something for this dedicated event, like with rainbows and unicorns, and Katya, please don't make it too gory. It's a commercial gig. So I have my save whatever bank. I can put like autopilot, which will go with certain interval through the presets. And also this thing is so easy. I can just give it to someone who can basically double click, and I'm safely like going in the toilet. No one bothers me and everything is like fine. Really easy to let other people use it. Not like vvvv patch, because nobody will just go there. So any questions? I was super fast.
Can you show us just the most basic thing? You play a video and you mix it with another video. How would that go?
How would that go? Oh shit. Well, it's always somehow spontaneous, so I just choose something which is up to mood, and yeah, and then I just remember stuff in my collection. So here I have thumbnails for folders.
Wait, what is the white rectangle there at the moment? That's an empty video, or?
No, it's a solid color here.
Oh, okay.
Video solid or 3 generative something, which can be varied from time to time. So solid.
Okay, so this is solid. Yeah.
I use solid if I need like pattern.
And then you choose the blend mode there. Yeah, we are slow in understanding. You are fast in doing. Yeah, okay.
I'm used to it.
Yeah, of course, it's your tool. That's why you do it.
So yeah, things like selecting random videos here, patterns, and make it live.
So it's like every video layer having a kind of effect layer, so the mask layer on top?
Yes, it's like 3 of them. They have mask layer, effects, like post-processing is applied to the whole thing, not to them separately, because I have way too many effects. I disconnected this controller, but I have like this whole thing. Oops. So yeah, I can have a lot of effects here. They are still applied to the whole composition.
So the quads are kind of an interface for effect.
Yeah, it's another controller which I did not attach now. It's like
cool.
I thought it's too much for 15 minutes.
Timing wise, 4 minutes left.
So technically speaking, there's an OSC connection, and how do you transport the V4 images back to your UI?
It's basically just saving them in specific folder, and they are being updated like when
I see.
Save here is just grabs. So I just need to click it basically twice, but not stopping me, and I was never in pain about not having a video here, because anyway, it's just too much. I made a patch to create previews for all the videos, so I can scroll through the library, like press shortcut and records the small thumbnail, and it's handy because I can magnify, select a part of the video I want to pick as thumbnail.
And let's say you have a gig, I don't know, like they call and they say, okay, next week, cool gig. Are you joining in? Like, how much time do you spend preparing it? Is there sort of a best practice for you? Or is it just super spontaneously and you would...
Actually, time I spend all the time I have, and I render new content because it's never enough. And then, yeah, I spend a few hours making presets, but I don't play home. Actually, I mostly just do new content because I feel it's like, it's a lousy library. It's never enough.
Yeah.
And is the tool still evolving? You mentioned before that it's easy to add like new features to it. Are you constantly evolving the tool also?
I'm evolving with the tool. I figure that's nice. Sometimes I had this idea that on the gig, I not only need to record some presets when it's like bands live playing, I need to know which videos I want to mix after, but it's kind of stupid to put them and copy them in another folder. So I decided that I will make them like as special pre-selected tab here. So for example, I want from this folder, I want this video, I click, I will do right click on it, right click, and from this folder I need something else. And then I have like this pre-selected source folder from which I then can create more presets. It's basically the latest feature I have. And yeah, every time it's something new, I just decide I need this effect or this feature. So this one was the last one.
Now I have a little comment question. I just see the C# not Resolume coded myself, and yes, you're distracting me.
I have to
an interactive feature where you can actually
do that because every time people is asking me if it's a Resolume and something else, well, I didn't put in the answer, no, I can't put less aggressive music here because I got asked that 2 times.
So you have a little screen showing the most common answers for you.
Yeah, so I don't have to spend time on that because every time people are asking if it's a Resolume. It's supposed to be a Resolume, that's why I made this title.
Cool, and maybe a bit off-topic question. Are you somehow also connected in the demo scene? And do you also reach in stuff there? Of course, I follow you here and there, and I see things popping up, and you are in the middle of a scene there, but can you tell us a bit about it? Like,
I do absolutely nothing. That's kind of sad because I was about to do something all the time. I was thinking how I will do it, and lots of our projects are real-time generative graphics, which could be a demo, but then vvvv is not compiling, so no demo.
Because you're using the wrong vvvv.
Yeah.
You have to use the other one.
but that's not capable of doing that stuff, Jorik.
Well,
yeah, but
that's only WPF anyway. So.
Okay, that's true. But still.
It would be interesting to take this user interface and now back it with VL. Well, to keep everything as is, but back it with VL, and then you can export it.
But have you had your fingers on VL Gamma and checked it out a bit?
Well, I'll come to Berlin soon, so you can bite me and turn me into one of your own.
Exactly, that's what we're going to do. And we have some questions or comments from the chat. I want to briefly go over that. The first question is, do you have a new haircut, Jorik? Thanks for noticing, yes. Then second question, so nice, it's more a compliment. So nicely put together, Katharina's software. Maybe after this crisis, I'll have access to some sort of budget and we can fly Katharina with the instruction to make it as gory as possible. I don't know, what does that mean? Fly in.
I
So
mean,
you have a gig. Someone wants to fly you in.
here.
So that was already worth it being here.
You got a
Super
gig
good.
already.
Who's that?
A guy named Peter Kern.
Ah, this guy.
I don't know this guy. Do
Well,
you know this?
I know him somewhere.
Yeah.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter. And any presets for the world. And I think that's it. And we're just in time. So I would say thank you very much, Katharina.
Thank you so much.
And please stay with us to also see what the others have to show. Who's next?
Christine. Thanks, Katharina. Super. Christine, so you're next. You have to unmute your microphone.
Give me your glass. I pour you some more wine.
Is it unmuted? Audio ein. Cannot hear you.
No.
Now.
Very good.
Hi, Christine.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much, Katharina. I'm very inspired of your VJ tool. Yeah, maybe can I ask you some questions later, because I have too many, I think, for that time.
Oh, sure. Just, I don't know, add me on whatever social media you prefer. Telegram,
Yeah, maybe.
Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna present a project I did for the Luminale.
What is the Luminale?
Luminale is a light festival in Frankfurt, and it was cancelled this year because of Corona. And yeah, so we had an empty hall, an empty church, showing our 8-meter high self-built light installation. And there is a video online, and not too many people have seen it. So be my guest. I'm sharing my bildschirm.
If you share your screen now, hopefully you have your audio also shared. So
yeah, we will see. Can you? Okay, can you listen? Can you?
Should we hear something yet?
Can you? How can I make you hear the video?
I think you have to stop the screen share, do it again, and you find a little checkbox in the screen share dialog that says transport system sound or something.
Yes, when you start the screen share, you have the first checkbox.
Below.
Computer freigeben. Okay, can you listen now?
Vom Zahnrad zum Quantenbit.
Yeah, and are you hearing me as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a 15-minute video. I'm not going through it completely. The concept is of like the digitization of the humans and our lifestyle. And it starts now with a very minimized heart of the installation, which are only 2 squares. And we hear the sound of a relay. Relay, you call it in English?
Relay, yeah.
Yeah, a relay. So there's where the machine begins. And like the whole light movement is all controlled by the music. So everything is audio reactive. Like this? Is it better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I mean, you can watch the 15 minutes afterwards if you feel like. So the sculpture is a sculpture is like in the heart is like the 2 squares, which is like really minimal. It's like 0 and 1. It's like the heart relays basic in the middle, and then there is like the mathematical icosaeder around it, like the middle. But this is like kind of it's opening itself, and it's kind of having these flying triangles around it. And yeah, like the concept was in the beginning that somehow the machine was being built and becoming more higher and higher resolution. And this is the second chapter. And we have some speech in the beginning, like the headline, like saying about this topic is a bit about how life is getting faster and faster. So now it's starting very slowly. And you see how like that I'm using the audio for the animations. And I'm having like up to 10 audio layers to do like specific audio reactive visuals. I'm just going through this chapter. Oh, this missing the end already. So it's kind of work is getting always faster, and the machine is working together with the humans. But I mean, I'm talking too much about the concept now, because it was more meant to give it free for the visitor to feel into it by himself.
Akt
and
3.
Listening to the headline before.
Tanz der Influencer. Insta-Live. Mach doch mal ein Selfie.
But this is a bit cheesy, because it's like the life of the influencers, and it's a waltzer. Yeah, I was playing with a little sparkle. Was getting more and more and becoming too noisy. And then the last chapter is more fits, like having more energy. Data flow is first.
Because in the end, this was audio reactive, or it was timeline, the whole thing?
Yeah, it was a timeline thing, audio reactive on like audio files. It's not a real-time audio analyzing. It's yeah.
It's not interactive in a way.
Yeah, like I'm using a tool. I'm just showing it to you now, which is made for live performance, but we did put the timeline on top of it.
So what's the tool?
You lower the volume.
What's the tool?
Yeah, show us the tool. It's cool.
Yeah, show the tool. Yeah, so you can watch this later.
How you pre-visualize the show.
Yeah.
In a sense, and what your tool and your pipeline is to do that.
I'm sharing my screen. So here we go. So thanks to so many people giving tools we were using. So we kind of put things together from other people. So the timeline is Tilda, which is released from NSYNC. And yeah, we're basically just using it. So this is the timeline on the bottom. This is our interface, which is meant to be, which can be used for a live performance as well. Like it was in the beginning a live performance tool, and now it's for this project it was just on the timeline. So we didn't make, like, it's like work in progress. So in the future we want to have it in one tool, and we should be able to switch in between, but it's not, I can't switch it at the moment. So it's now hang on this timeline. And you see the timeline is having like different colors of clips, and the red clips are like keyframe. There are keyframe clips, and here below are the audio clips. So with this timeline, I could manage that all the audio files I was analyzing were synchronized to the timeline. So here in the are the audios to analyze, and in the top is the one which is played at the end and people are hearing. Yeah. And yeah, this, you see, to use this timeline, maybe I go specific to it later. So, and yeah, and here I have a 3D screen. I can walk around it, and I see the installation and the lights lighting up the church. But you're hearing me all the time, don't you? You're not hearing my, okay. My before. Okay.
No, we can hear something.
And this, if I stop the timeline, yeah, you are having V4 on the speakers, and I have Zoom on my headphones. It's quite tricky if you have the audio engine running and then you use Zoom, but I did it with my students before, so I'm accidentally prepared. Yeah, so if I stop the timeline, I actually can use my tool, and I can change here the animations. So it's still work in progress. So it would be lovely to have like images of the animations, and yeah, and the thing is, you see like all the values or different kind of the values are changing all the time when I change here the animation. So we have random Dreiecke. The push button is at the moment not working because it's we didn't have so much time, so I had to stick it to the timeline, and this is taken off. What is it good? Animation. So for example, the bubbles. So I have 3 channels, and I can mix them here. And to make this interface, we're using the runtime model editor from Dottore, and he was giving out a quite good workshop online. And he's giving a webinar on Friday. And I show you the stuff we use from him.
Yeah. Good to plug the workshop, but I'm not sure if there is still some space.
To be honest, I don't know.
Maybe 1 or 2 places if we want to learn this.
Yeah. So he made this great tool, how to build applications. And so this is all made in V4, and you can change quite easily the interface. Like we have now 3 channels, and they're all the same. So I could add a channel over here. And here are the globals, the systems. So the interface is made in here with this tool. So thanks to Dottore a lot for this. And the animations are done in V4, and we can like what kind of sliders or banks or toggles you want to have, you can define it in your animation. So this is a thing I like to work. So if I'm in one of my animations, I'm defining here down here what if I want to have a bang or a slider. So and the tool is automatically giving me those sliders and bangs. And here if I get the channel, I'm just getting here all my values from my live performance tool.
So you're live generating the UI from the past.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. This is, yeah. Because if I'm doing this animation in this one patch, I want to have them all in Yeah. So it's still like a bit rough because now the timeline and the interface are not perfectly combined. So yeah, and what we did as well, like this animation challenge, we're having 3 of them. So I used to blend between them. So one is on, the other is going on top. Then I blend back, and I have these 3 different techniques to blend, and to have them all. To have the possibility to have those 3 channels, we have the 3 same subbench patches running all the time next to each other, and we de-evaluate like those animations to have better performance. So I don't know if somebody is having an idea to doing this more elegant, so that we kind of can load the generative patches and kick them out again. Would be great to get this idea, but now we have all animations connected.
Can't you do the animations also in VL?
If we want to do them VL?
Because there it's easy to load and unload things, no?
Yeah, we were thinking about it. There is one thing which is very important for us, to use 3D objects to actually perform on this 3D matrix of LEDs.
Yeah.
So this is one idea we are using already for some festivals, that we actually use 3D objects. And it was very helpful, because when we came on a different setup in a different place, and you have the lamps totally somewhere else, you could use the same animation. It was always giving like more feeling from you working with the whole room, because you're working from inside to outside, up and down. And even if you just take a plane and you let it run through the room, and you're having like those LED lamps everywhere, you're getting really like a 3D animation easily. Yeah.
So and that's kind of holding you back from doing it in VL because of the 3D things missing, or
maybe, yeah. Is it if maybe this, yeah?
From my perspective, maybe it's a total valid approach to do it like you just did, and then see where it comes when VL is ready to render 3D objects. But then you still would stick with the timeline.
No, I'm just trying to answer the question regarding the loading and unloading of patches, which is hard to do in vvvv.
Yeah.
And easy in VL. So, but of course, I see the complexity of the system. There might be some things that are still hard to translate.
I wonder how you basically came up with the structure itself. Like, how was this evolving and designed? Did you do this also in vvvv, or did you render this somewhere else beforehand? Like, how did you come up with the shape of the
shape?
Yeah, the shape of the whole thing.
I was going through my bookshelf, and I wanted to kick, and it was like suddenly a really old book I've never touched came to me, and I said, let's watch this. And it was buried in a museum, and they have different kind of sculptures, and they had this icosaeder in it, and it was showing that icosaeder is actually in the heart of 3 rectangles. So I'm just having, like, we build it with wood, like 3 rectangles. Yeah, now the light is only on 2 of them, but there are 3. And if you connect all edges, you have this icosaeder. And because it couldn't have so many lamps, it would become too expensive and too difficult to build it up. So I had to kick some out of this icosaeder and did let them fly. So yeah, and we had this concept of digitization and life is soft and digits are like hard. So yeah. I was sitting on it for some nights and days, and then it just came up. How it is sometimes. Yeah.
We're in time.
We're in time. Do we have more time, or is the time over?
I mean, we are out of time. That's what I
Out
want.
of time.
We're
Just
Sune is actually saying in the chat, she could load and unload with get and set patch.
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Could try to
I
do
didn't
this.
want to send her that route.
I wrote those notes years ago while we were still in Frankfurt. Can you remember that?
Yes, yes. So he is the one to ask about them.
Yeah, you could try it.
Yeah, I did this with my old VJ tool I used before. It's still doing it, and it's like you always have frame drops and blitzes, and it's like in a club it's okay, but if I'm sitting on commercial events, I had my nobody was complaining, but I didn't want to do this anymore.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
No, I think there was just a comment, yeah.
Are they all asleep yet?
No, there's 46 people watching. Let me check the riot. No, it's all good. But they're online. They see us.
Yeah, and I don't want to forget to say, like, this is a work I did together with Niels Vegas. He's not here today. He didn't have time. I said it in the beginning, but I want to mention him again. Like, he was more for the back end, and yeah, we're a good team anyway. So we were.
We might have him up for a follow-up at some point.
Absolutely,
Probably.
he has been also doing a lot of contributions back in the years. I remember the CSS and HTML nodes that he did, and yeah, he's totally.
And the fidgets.
Fidgets.
Wasn't
exactly.
the fidgets?
Yeah.
Cool. We will have one day, hopefully. But we should now move on. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And we're flying to Argentina now.
Hello.
Hello, Andres.
Okay.
Hello, Andres. Hello, Argentina.
Hello. Can you see the screen?
Very good.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, I don't have any big project to show, and I'm not very creative. I'm more like technical stuff, and I like to copy a lot of stuff and to learn by copy. So I will show you a little bit of all projects to show you how I use vvvv in like non-conventional ways. Basically, long time ago, I started a company with a friend. Basically, we were building our own drones, planes, that's a plane, and quadcopters. Let me show you a big picture of this big quadcopter. And basically, below the quadcopter, we put some set of cameras, an RGB camera and an infrared camera, because what we need to do was, oh, I lost my browser. Basically, what we needed to do was to do NDVI images. What's that? That's a picture of a crop to show how wealthy the crop is. And basically, just a mathematical formula that when I saw this, I said, okay, that's like one line in a shader. We can totally build the camera and use vvvv to solve this. And basically, we did it. Let me show you how it looks like here. This is the tool that we built. This is a huge picture of field, and all this processing is being done in vvvv. We don't have a quantification of how good the crop is, but we can clearly see areas where the crop is better than other ones. So by using this, the farmer knows where he needs to use more pesticides, and therefore he's going to avoid using more pesticides. That's a bad thing to the world, basically. And we also did the same thing in real time. We were like transmitting two analog signals, getting those two analog signals in the computer and processing that so we can see that in real time. Basically, the company didn't work for many years because now you can buy the drone that have all this stuff built in. So now it's kind of useless, but whatever. We also built another tool to see. I think I showed this on Node a long time ago. This is a picture, and this other picture is the height map. So it's like a picture that shows elevation. So we can easily spot which areas are going to be flooded or not. So this was one of the ways we use vvvv. And this other tool that we built, we need to measure the area of that field where we don't have crop. So we can either start making tiny polygons and calculate the area of those polygons, or we can use this tool vvvv and select that, and I'm just counting pixels. This is the worst way of doing it. This is just a pipette sampling all the pictures on the screen. I'm counting which of them are white, and therefore I'm getting the exact area of that field. So, well, this was the drone stuff. And also I work as a VJ. These are one of the parties that one of the biggest parties that I worked on. And the reason why I use vvvv is because nowadays we don't have like one screen of one full HD. Sometimes we have 4 full HD, I mean like 4,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels. So there is no video that can fit that. So you really need to use some kind of tool. I like mixing stuff that I see on the forums, like, for example, using the Kinect to get the point cloud. I mean, the reason why I bought the first Kinect was to do just this. And I think I did this in 2011, and now this is more modern, let's say. Let me show you another thing. And I also like to mix hardware. I have a Theta 360. It's a camera that has 2 lenses. So my question was, can I do like real-time video from a 360 camera? Because the camera gives you like the two spheres, 2 circles with the images of 2 lenses, but you can use vvvv and warp that around a sphere and put a virtual camera there. So I used to put that, I think I have it here. I used to put the camera on the stage. Here. I used to put that camera on stage, and I was able to get the 360 video from the VJ. And let's see if I have another video. Oh, this is Carl Cox playing. So I was able to look at him and then move the camera and look at the crowd. I was working below the stage, and this was a TV, so we can see what the people see in front of the stage. So it was like a pain in the ass to work like this, but it did work. Let's see some other VJ stuff. This is an example where the screen is completely a weird aspect ratio. This is like 6,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels, or maybe more. No, it's the same thing. I use most of the content that I use, it's generated content. Again, I'm not very creative, but I really want, whatever I'm showing, I want to be able to see that thing sharp. I don't want to see blurred thing or scaled things. Okay, so this is a little bit about VJing stuff. What else I have here? VJ patch. I used to mix stuff from VJing and drones. So this is a point cloud from my city, Rosario. I took hundreds of pictures with the drone, and I like to have this kind of compositions where you just see tiny little bit of points, and they are all moving using Kyle's noodles, and suddenly you see something that you can, I mean, you realize that that's a place that you know. It won't work for you because you don't know this place, but for the people in my city, they will, you feel like a connection. Well, there is something weird with the. I'm not able to move the camera. It seems that the zoom up don't let me move the camera, but I have some shortcuts. Okay. Oh, let me try that. What I just told you. Let me see if I can correlate this to you. Noodles. No. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Let's see if you know what this is. I mean Jurek, and David. Do you have any idea?
Some
Naxos
city, Frankfurt. It's the Römer. It's in Frankfurt in the
Römer.
city center.
Yeah. Let me turn off the glow. Yeah. Now you can see it.
Beautiful.
Well, I mean, if you do this stuff, but with things from where you are VJing, it's completely different because people. I mean, it's like just points, and suddenly you get like an image. Okay, so this is kind of the VJ stuff. Let me show you.
And what camera were you recording this on the Römer?
That was done with the GoPro. Just a lot of pictures with the GoPro and a software that is called Pix4D. It's expensive software, but this is the best thing to make point clouds. So now let's move to LEDs. Okay. This project, they asked me to build a flying LED screen. So we were like, what do you mean, like a flying LED screen? Yeah, we have this, I don't remember the name, paragliding, this kind of things. So they want to have like a LED, and they wanted to fly all over the park. I was like, okay, we can try to do something. I mean, and so we built this LED screen using NeoPixels, and then it was flying. Yeah. I mean, I'm not responsible if the guy falls down. I just build a screen. Let's move with more electronics. We use the same LED strips to kind of build like we can build basically a screen at any size. Okay, that's Rosalind. We don't want to see Rosalind. Oh wait, I think I closed it. Let me go again. Basically, we use vvvv to do the pipette. Those lights are moving lights, but each of them are 25 5x5 RGBW. A company, rental company, bought this. They never use it in the in pixel. I mean, they never using the 60 channels. I told him, okay, I can do it, and they told us, okay, but we don't have enough DMX cables. And I told him, okay, you don't need a DMX cable. You just need a lot of Ethernet cables. So just one cable, vvvv, and then you patch it, and you can just sampling a video and send it to lights. I have the same thing here. Wait, I think I
Andres, do you have a video of the paraglider where we see the flying paraglider with the lights on it?
Yes, it's hard to see, but it's that thing there.
Okay, that is really hard to see.
Yeah.
It is the screen is in the wing.
No. Let me open this. Basically, I'm a horrible painting, but you have the paragliding here, and you have the guy that is driving the thing. Well, and basically the LED, it's here.
Ah, okay. I thought it's in the wing.
No, it was on the bottom. It's like a chair.
Yes.
So there was plenty of space to really attach that thing.
I see.
And then another client asked us to build a transparent LED screen. And before saying that that's not possible, we told him, okay, let's define what is transparent. I mean, if you can see 60% of what's behind, that's transparent for you? He said yes. So we built like one stick of LED screen, air, another stick of LED screen, air, and basically we build this thing. I'm not sure if you can, I'm not sure if this works. No, do you see? No, it doesn't work. That's aluminum. Those are the LED strips. And we build the whole screen doing that. And I don't have the patch here, but we need to use V4 in order to, I mean, the software that sends the picture to the screen, it's called Jinx. And it doesn't let you index each row in different positions. So we need to send the texture to V4. V4 needs to prop that texture and rearrange it and send it via NDI to, like, well, via like a webcam to a thing. And this, basically, yeah, basically we build the LED screen. Let me jump again to, I have like 3 topics on electronics, and I'm fan of electronics. These are different, wait, I have people. This was made also in vvvv. We built a simulator, basically chairs that moves. So you can see a movie and the chairs react to the movement. And this was done in vvvv. Let me show you this. This is the final result. And this was made using the old timeline plugin. So we can just hit play to a video, and then we have the timeline to make the motions. But basically, we built the project, and a few weeks later, the project got canceled. We don't know what happened. So I cannot show you any recent thing. I mean, we did the project, but it just disappeared. But we were using vvvv in order to do that. And now let's move. How much time do I have, Jarek? 5 minutes?
37 seconds.
37 seconds?
Left.
Okay.
That's what it says here.
Okay. So the last one, I'm not able to show. This is the last one. We were told to do a mapping on this building. So we took like a lot of drone pictures to build this 3D model. And the client wanted to see how it's going to look like. So I used V4 again to build like transparent quads and overlay the texture over the model. So you can like see how the mapping is going to look like. And the last video will be like the final video. And this is the drone video at night. And it looks quite similar to what we expected. Yeah, and we don't have enough time. If not, David, I told you about the ventilator project.
Wow, it seems like you're the multi-purpose
incarnation.
Yeah,
Mr. Multi-purpose, you're all over the place.
I love how you stated in the beginning, well, I'm not the creative guy.
Yeah, looks totally not creative what you're doing.
I think it's super creative.
No, I mean, I learn from copying. I don't want to call myself an artist. I like to call myself like a maker. I like to do stuff and to teach what I do, but I don't care about the concept, and I don't want to be the creator of something. I just like to do stuff.
We can see that.
Yeah.
There's a few questions, or there were a conversation going on what kind of camera you were using. I think it's referring to the
360 camera.
The 360 camera in the club setting where you filmed the VJ.
This one.
Yeah, I guessed so.
Yeah.
it was exactly the guess. So,
But
yeah.
someone Nauto is asking, did you have to make a camera mount? Because I remember the hole on Ricoh data is too close to the HDMI connector.
Yes, that's right. I didn't use a camera. Oh yeah, I have a camera. I mean, there is a tiny hole in the back of the camera.
Yeah.
So basically, I build a stick so you can like twist it there, and it ends like this. So the camera is not able to see the stick. And it was made like 20 or 30 centimeters. So it was like, the camera was like floating, so you don't see any mount.
But is that answering the question? There's something.
Yeah, because he didn't mount something directly, but he used the stick to extend and then make place for the HDMI. That's how I understand.
Yeah. Let me show you the last one. We tried to build like, we have this idea of building the drones with LEDs. So I tried to build like the smallest setup. That's a tiny battery, an ESP8266, and the LED strips. So basically that's connecting to Wi-Fi and getting the data from the video. For sure, that's also made in vvvv. So here you can see the patch. The top I/O box are each LED.
Okay.
And I tested and it kind of works. Yeah, it works. It's expensive. It's like super expensive to do it, but it works.
So you program also all the microcontroller on your own, right? That's what you told me beforehand. You basically also a specialist in programming.
Well, funny thing, I started programming with vvvv. From there, I keep going, getting into how you do this. Then I started with Arduino, then C++. Now a little bit of C# and Python, but I really started with vvvv because it was easy and you were able to see the results of what you're doing. So from there, I started moving. Now I'm working on a company and I'm working programming microcontroller basically.
So, and when we're at the subject, like how did you find out about vvvv, and like when you were researching, like how to do this, and like was there people suggesting, like what's the story?
I was part of an art festival. It was called 404 Festival. It was made in Rosario. Long story short, it was an electronic art festival. And basically, I traveled with them to Europe in 2007, and I was in charge of doing the technical things for the artists. And I was sharing a room with this guy. I don't want to remember his name. And he was preparing his project using pure data. He was like, I was like, oh, what are you doing? I just found this software and I would like to do this. It looks like to the software that you're using. And he told me, this is pure data. We use it in the university. Oh, I would like to use vvvv in the future. Do you think that and he told me something like, and when do you plan to use it? I told him, okay, I just found about this software called vvvv. I would like to use it, I don't know, maybe next month, in a few months. And he told me, do you think that you're going to learn to use that thing in 1 month? I went to the university for 5 years, something like that. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to learn this stuff by myself. No university. I don't want to hear from artists. I just want to do stuff. And from there, I started.
Super.
Nice
story. We love those stories. Yeah.
For me, we're perfect in time, 1.5 hours, just as I had hoped for.
Is there more questions?
Exactly.
Like let's have one question called Christine Katharina. I mean, you know Andres from the Node Festivals. I see you wearing the Node 13 shirt there, also prepared.
Beautiful.
And what's that now?
Hey.
He has it all.
He has it all.
Are you coming back in October then? Are you coming
Yeah,
again?
we really hope to see you guys in October. That would be amazing.
I would love to. I mean, we hope that we can do the festival. If not, I mean, I'm sure that David is going to do the festival anyway. So.
Yeah, we'll make something. Don't worry.
We'll do something.
We'll do something.
We have a lot of thank yous in the
chat,
but no questions.
Well, then it's fine. Do you anything from your side? No.
No, I'm super happy with the presentations. A lot of new inputs.
Thanks for doing this with us. And
yeah, thank you so much for holding it.
Hopefully, we see each other and can, meet in person.
Yeah, we will.
That'd be good. So thanks, everybody. I think we're closing this, right?
Wait, now the questions are coming in. Boom, boom, boom. It's a wild chat here. What was the, Christine, what was the interface you used? And I'm assuming O4 is meaning the user interface buttons and sliders that you had there.
Yeah, it's like a framework which is Dottore giving out, like this runtime editor. And
that's the one thing, but the user interface, the UI thing, isn't that Elementor?
I think so, yeah. Like the sliders and so, and the buttons.
Yeah.
I think,
I think
it's going back on this framework.
Yeah. So let me see. So another question. I'm a bit behind. Domjay is asking, Christine, I have a similar spatial system running in VL with loading, unloading. Open to chat at some point if you want some pointers. Maybe at this point we should re-mention Domjay's amazing patching therapy. That could be an opportunity for you to meet and exchange thoughts about exactly your question, how to best load, unload things. So maybe he can show you a bit how he's doing it and give you an inspiration.
The work that Dominic made in for RNet stuff, it's amazing. So Christine, you really need to check what Dominic is doing.
Yeah.
So where do I find his stuff?
What's the web? If you go to thatnodeinstitute.org, I think at the very bottom.
Yeah, I listed Domjay's event there, but Domjay has his own website. It's called
there will be a link.
Yeah, there's a link. Yeah, there's a link. You find it there. But the actual website of his event is then, I think, therapy.domjay.com, I think.
He will post it shortly, I'm sure.
Okay, I'll find it.
In the chat. And basically, I mean, shame on me, I never managed to be part of it, but I saw the wrap-up videos, and he's doing an amazing job in wrapping everything up and then cut the videos with the most important information for everybody.
Absolutely.
So it's amazing. Thanks, Domjay. That's super cool.
Continuing in the chat, Ofer is asking, what is Elementor? Please, someone in the chat tell Ofer what Elementor is and send a link to where you can download it. This UI library that you can easily use in VL to build such interfaces. What else do we have here? Thank you. Amazing stuff as always. Thanks for sharing. Everyone is building awesome UIs. Yeah, very UI centric. Even Andres you had 3 sliders in the corner there in this one project. What else?
It's because we need UIs.
Well, let me see if I'm missing something. Lumpy? I don't understand what lumpy is. Damsha, you're welcome. Thanks for keeping up great work and with all you're doing, guys. No, I asked, was it? And I think that's it. It's just some random YouTube chatter going on there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to the presenters. And yeah, if anybody else is wanting to present next time, just give us a line on what was our email address?
Meetup at vvvv.org.
vvvv.org.
That's the best to meet us all. reach us all. And
just keep it coming. We're happy to spread it out. Super cool. So thank you.
back in a month.
Back in a month and in between, of course.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.